Moving on, businessman Humphrey Kariuki has appeared at the Milimani Law Courts to answer to charges, among others, evading tax amounting to over 41 billion Kenya shillings. Kariuki appeared in court in the company of lawyer Kioko Kilukumi. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Noordin Haji, said early this month that he has gathered enough evidence to prosecute Humphrey Kariuki Ndegwa, Stewart Gerald and Robert Vinji Morevi, who are directors of WOW Beverages, alongside Peter Njenge Kuria and Geoffrey Kinoti, who are both directors at Africa Spirits. Others to face the 7 separate charges include Sethu Pabu, who's the assistant production manager of Africa Spirits, Eric Nzomba, who's a driver, Kefaga Kure. We also have, besides the tax evasion claims, the DPP says the 7 should be charged with being in possession of accessible goods affixed with counterfeit excise stamps and fraud. All right, for more details on this particular case hearing, let's cross over to our reporter Brenda Kerubo, who has been following up on this particular case at the Milimani Law Courts. That's where she's joining us from. Brenda, good afternoon. Now, it has been quite a couple of days before the business mogul Humphrey Kariuki presented himself in court. What more details can you front to us? Has he been released on a cash bail or not?
Good afternoon, Jesse. Of course, you're coming to you live from Milimani Courts. And the interesting story right here is the fact that he actually jetted into the country yesterday night. This is according to his lawyer, and he presented himself for the very first time in court today. The lawyer says that he learnt about the the whole story against him being charged in the media. He said that he didn't receive any any summons from the Director of Criminal Investigations, and so he said though there were those claims in regard to him not presenting himself in court, he did say that once he received the order, he did present himself, and that's what we saw today morning. So, of course, he has been issued with a cash bail of 10 million shillings and an additional of 1 million shillings. Remember, there are quite a number of charges that he is facing, up to 10 charges. So, the total amount that has been issued in terms of cash bail for the moment is about 11 million shillings. Jesse?
Well, let's take a look at the tax evasion charges. I'm sure they were broken down between him and his co-accused. What exact charges is he facing?
Oh, well, they range. I mean, they're talking about instances whereby we are having distilled products that were affixed with fake stamps, all the way to charges in relation to the numbers that have been issued in relation to the taxes that were supposed to be given out to the taxman. These are just some of the charges. I mean, they're broken down into various, at least 10 charges, but overall, they all sum up to tax evasion. These are just some of the charges that have been ramped up into one. But, of course, we're going to see this opening up further in September 2nd, whereby we are going to see the mentioning of Humphrey's case and his second and the second accused as well. And we will also see it on the 5th September, where overall all the up to 8 accused persons, including the Africa Wine and also the WOW Beverages, who are also going to be hearing the cases in relation to the mentioning on the 5th of September. Jesse?
As we conclude, let's take a look at the terms of his release on bond. What exactly was fronted by the prosecution as well as the judge who was sitting in this particular case?
Jesse, he's supposed to pay 11 million shillings, at least in the next 3 days, or else, he's not going to be released. This, of course, is to allow him to attend court proceedings. He is also supposed to submit all his documents for travel. We're talking about 2 passports. He has 2 passports. This is the Kenyan one and also a Cypriot passport. He's supposed to submit all those and also other travel documents. This is just the prerequisite that the judge ordered in relation to his release. He also said that the accused has to present himself before the Director of Criminal Investigations in the next 6 hours. These were just some of the terms that were released. So we do not know what is going to happen at the DCI offices, but from this sector, the Milimani Law Courts, those were some of the sort of the sentiments that were coming from the judge. He ordered that he should present himself to the DCI. He should also deposit the cash of about 11 million shillings, of course, from the 3 cases that were the charges that were issued earlier. And he did also say that all travel travel documents should be presented here. This is, of course, to verify if indeed he was in the country during the investigation period. Remember, investigations in this particular tax evasion charges did begin on the 31st of January. And they've been going all the way until today. So the investigations have been carried out, but his lawyer, Humphrey's lawyer, has been very keen to highlight the fact that they have not yet come forward and said, Humphrey, come and see us at the DCI offices. So he said that he has been in the country, but the DCI prosecutor altogether says that even though he was in the country, we should be able to verify. We should be able to see whether his passport has the stamps that are required when someone is traveling. So, of course, he is required to pay the cash bail, and at the same time, he should also be able to deposit all his travel documents.
All right, many thanks, Brenda Kerubo. Just following up on that particular development from the Milimani Law Courts, where Humphrey Kariuki and his co-accused have been charged with various counts of tax evasion. Of course, just as she's informed us, he has been released on a cash bail of around 11 million Kenya shillings, and of course, submitting his documents, his travel documents, right there to